So at the time, like meme coins were a big thing, and I guess they kind of still are of it on the certain blockchains. But he wanted to make like a degen finance game that was like kind of safe in a way, so you could know all of the assumptions ahead of time, like before playing the game. And so the paper, like that's the point of the paper. It's like there's a proof that shows that based on how the game works, the price of the token like always goes up. It uses an induction proof to prove this.
I really want to highlight, which I think is really unique, is what you guys have worked on with Phoenix Finance. So for those listening, Luca, Shashir, and I think Alex as well was involved reviewing the contracts, right? Or helped in the project. The guys developed something called HODL Erg, and you'd have HODL assets effectively. But yeah, Luca, why don't you take over and explain a little bit about what that is? Because the term that came out of it, which I really like, is a term called DegenFi, and it's different to, I guess, the DeFi and so TradFi sort of path that I come from, and I think would really resonate with other communities as well. There's lots of different projects out there which I think would like this type of concept, especially on Cardano. But it's live on Alephium, right? And it's also live on Ergo right now. But yeah, why don't you jump in and let us
Oh
know a
yeah,
little bit about how
sure.
it works and what it is.
So the HODL Coin protocol, it was developed by a mathematician, Bruno, who worked on he was the original author of the JED paper. So he used to work at IOHK, and then he worked on the JED paper there. And then now he does like his own thing with Stability Nexus. And one of the things he worked on was the HODL Coin protocol, which is, as you mentioned, like a degen finance game. So at the time, like meme coins were a big thing, and I guess they kind of still are of it on the certain blockchains. But he wanted to make like a degen finance game that was like kind of safe in a way, so you could know all of the assumptions ahead of time, like before playing the game. And so the paper, like that's the point of the paper. It's like there's a proof that shows that based on how the game works, the price of the token like always goes up. It uses an induction proof to prove this. And so so basically you you have like a reserve, so like a bank, you put your ERG in it, your money, and then you get the token back called the HODL token. And initially the price is like 1 to 1. And then as more people purchase the token, the price still remains 1 to 1, but then once someone starts selling their token back to redeem their ERG, they pay like a fee to the bank, and so the reserves in the bank increases over time once more people sell, and this causes the like price of the token to increase. So subsequent buyers will have to pay more to purchase a HODL token, but the people who sell afterwards receive more ERG if they sell after, like if they HODL the longest. So when they worked on their implementation, there was like a bug in the contract. So someone was able to like withdraw all the money, which was I think around 90K USD at the time. So luckily the guy was a developer in the Ergo ecosystem. So he gave it back the money. They managed to give the money back. But that's where Shashir and I got involved. We sort of reviewed the contract, we fixed it, and we deployed it, and made our own like UI. This is the Phoenix Finance UI. Where we use a proxy contract, whereas the like actual UI of the project uses you can just interact with the bank directly. And so that's how I met Bruno, and I helped him derive some equations so you could know like your maximum return. So let's say a bunch of people before you bought the HODL token, and then then you buy it, okay, and then imagine that everyone like before you just like sells all their tokens. So you're the last person left. And the price obviously, because everybody else before you is selling, the price goes up. So you want to know if you're the last person, like how how much like, or would you get at the time if you're the last person to unhodl. So you can derive some equations for that, and then yeah, I think it was like almost around like 40%, which isn't bad, I guess.
Yeah, like for a game of attrition, that's quite fun, and yeah, got a lot of traction on the Ergo side when you guys launched Phoenix Finance and on Alephium as well. And I think someone took the idea and put a catalyst proposal in and got funded. I think 6 months back.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not sure if it's live yet, but yeah, it's
I
a
think
shame
it
that you
is.
guys
Yeah.
didn't get to build it out.
No, I think. Well, I know Bruno still wants to do it on Cardano. Anyway. Um, but what's cool about HODL Coin is like it's kind of like a primitive, so you can actually like use it in other protocols you want to create as like a kind of a in a strange way is like a funding mechanism. Um, but yeah, so that's also the cool part about it is like it's kind of like a primitive that you can use in other protocols.
And when you say primitive, you're not talking just about having HODL SNEC or HODL Hosky of all sorts of assets on chain. Are you talking about something else beyond that?
I mean like so I mean kind of like how do I say this? Like let's say I'm designing some new protocol, like you want to break up the components into like these modular components, and one of those pieces could be like a HODL coin. Uh, like one of the ways your protocol functions is because it has HODL coin in it. So you can use it as like a component of your like greater protocol as like a way, like depending on whatever you want to do, it's like a way to like get. You can use the fact that people want to be like degenerates with they want to basically get gamble kind of. So you can use that as a funding mechanism for whatever protocol you want to use. Like it's just like a cool part about it.
That's awesome. And when you guys were building, well, I guess the first question is like, do you have you heard of other projects working on stuff like this outside of the UTXO space, or is there something unique about the UTXO building environment that you could actually show the proofs in the way that you wanted it to?
Um, well, that's like the cool part is like on for whatever reason on Ergo and I guess Cardano in a way as well. Like there's all this cool like well I don't see this in any other ecosystem necessarily. Like there's I know there's other DGen finance games on other blockchains, but when you try to read the documentation of the project, either it's like not there on the website, like you don't actually I don't understand how it works. Whereas with this, I can actually like go on the like I can read the paper. It's like only like it's only one page for in the case of a HODL coin, which is also kind of funny because papers are usually like much longer than that. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so the fact that it can fit on one page is also funny. But because like that's how I also met Bruno. He asked me to collaborate with him on the Glue One stablecoin protocol, and even other blockchains that or other projects that implement stablecoins. Like they also don't. Uh, oh, I find it difficult to find like um, documentation on how it actually works and or proofs like mathematical proofs that show that it has certain like it maintains certain properties of like stability, which is the cool part about JED and Gluon is like we have proofs that actually like you can prove certain desirable stability properties of the protocol, which is yeah, which I it's hard to find on other blockchains. Even like for the most like the biggest stable coins don't really have that.